Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a psychological concept within social psychology that's called social proof, and how you can sort of use it as a hack to become more focused and productive. I found that it works mostly in short spurts before your brain sort of realize what you're trying to do. But if you just have like a deadline coming up or something, I find that this is sort of a great placebo to get you just a tad more focused and productive. Okay, so first, let me sort of explain the concept of social proof to the best of my ability. This term was coined together with 6 other terms of persuasion by Robert Cialdini, who is an American psychologist and author. This concept of persuasion is basically in every social psychology 101 course ever, anywhere. So the social proof part of persuasion suggests that we often, very often, rely on the actions and behaviors of those around us to guide our own decisions and actions. This phenomenon is rooted in our need to feel accepted and also in our need to validate our choices after we make them. Think like right after you made an expensive purchase, you feel good about seeing other people giving this product great reviews because it sort of validates your choice to spend the money. In this video, when I say social proof, I'm mostly talking about sort of the wisdom of the crowd or the wisdom of your friends kind of social proof. This is where we rely on the actual people around us for proof on how to act. Okay, so understanding social proof is crucial as it allows us to use it for our own benefit instead of being led along by it without thinking for ourselves. So social proof basically means that when we feel uncertain in a situation, we look around at what other people are doing and then we think, oh hey, this seems to be how it's done, I'll do it this way too. Of course, this is not always helpful to us because it means we can pick up bad habits or ideas, and it can lead us to not stand up for ourselves when we feel that what is being done is not correct, or we feel like there's a better way to do something. Then the wisdom of the crowd might work against us and we don't feel comfortable speaking out because other people are doing it another way. So just like the other means of persuasion, social proof is mostly used in marketing. By showing off good reviews or celebrity endorsement, companies are telling potential customers that their brand really is the best because look at all these other people saying that it is. It boils down to the fact that we find out what is right by finding out what other people think is right. But instead of letting companies use the power of social proof to trick your brain to buy stuff, we can try to harness the underlying concept to be more focused and more productive. Before we move on, I want to mention something. On this channel, I most often talk about the importance of taking it easy and being mindful, which are valuable approaches, of course. I'm all about mindful productivity. However, this video is dedicated to those moments where I want to push myself a bit further and to challenge myself. Or maybe I have a deadline. It's about recognizing those opportunities for growth and sort of sailing that current as effectively as possible. So now that we have a basic understanding of social proof and the knowledge that this is just supposed to be used for short spurts of time, let's discuss how we can use it to boost our productivity. Yay! One way, the easiest way, is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are motivated and disciplined. By working with people who have strong work ethic, we can naturally feel inspired and motivated to match their level of productivity. And social proof means that seeing others working hard tells your brain that this is how it's done and you should do what others are doing. You don't want to be the slacker in a study group. So if you're a student then, you might want to keep your eyes peeled for a study group that seems to be working hard And if you work remotely or have your own company or something, and you're not a total introvert, you might want to see if there are co-working spaces in your city so that you sort of can work together with other people without working together. Just being around other people doing their thing, being focused, doing their work can be just the thing you need to be focused and productive yourself. It's equally important to be mindful of the sort of negative social proof that can make productivity harder. If you spend time with classmates or colleagues who aren't as disciplined or motivated, it can impact your own drive to work efficiently. You see that others are being more relaxed and quote-unquote lazy. I hate that word, but and your brain tells you that this is how it's done, and you start slacking off yourself. Maybe your break time is just a bit longer. Maybe you start checking your phone a bit more often. Being social and taking breaks is great. But when every other study session turns into a social gathering, stuff ain't getting done. Then you should find another study group and then, go and hang with the first study group when you want to socialize. By surrounding ourselves with individuals who share your commitment, it's easier to succeed. And this doesn't have to be a long-term group or accountability buddy or anything of that sort. Just when you have that need to do a sprint, find these people, use social proof, get your work done. If you're more introverted or prefer to be on your own, another way you can sort of hack social proof for productivity is by finding inspiration on places like right here on YouTube. There are a bunch of Study With Me channels where people live stream their study sessions. It can be in different ways. I've seen some do it in a library or in their home office or with other people. Try and follow these kinds of creators in an effort to sort of surround yourself mentally with hardworking people. And even though I'm not really a fan of all these books about super extraordinary people doing super extraordinary things, as per my video on the myth of passion a few weeks ago, these sort of books or articles can get you that little extra push to keep at it when you have a deadline coming up and want to be as effective and productive as you can. I see it as a great placebo when you have the drive but just want that extra push. You know what you have to get done, you're not procrastinating, but you want that push to just maybe sit an hour longer. So, all in all, by placing yourself in situations where the social proof says that hard work is natural and productivity is good, your brain tells you that you should do what others are doing and get to work. This is perfect for those days where your self-efficacy isn't really peaking. But as I touched on in the start of the video, I've found through my years in school that using social proof this way only works for a short amount of time. It's sort of like your brain is getting caught up on what you're doing and realizing you're tricking it. I don't know what the cool down period of this getting caught up is, but I found that I can only use this technique like mostly before tests and stuff, so 3-4 years per term. It might be different for other people, but this is what it's been for me. I found this sort of way to work very effective for when you have a week to just sort of cram. If you want to be more productive and motivated every day of the year, this is not the method for that. But I do think that using this method as many times as your brain allows do give you some training. And I think that in the long run, it can sort of teach you what you're made of and what you can do when push comes to shove. So don't see it just as a way to reach a deadline or cram for a test. See it as the sprint training you need, even though you are a long distance runner. I know you want to run 50 miles, but sometimes you get a sprint to get there. At least on a few practices. Yeah. But all kidding aside, take care of yourself in the productivity journey. But sometimes taking care is getting down to it and just work extra hard for a short while. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of this kind of content, do subscribe. Until next time.